The film Slapshot takes place in New England, in a small, lively town named Charleston. The people of Charleston seem to mostly be middle class, as the majority of the men are employed at a local mill. The story takes place around the year 1977, which is when the film itself was created. Charleston is home to the Chiefs, who are a doomed losing Federal League hockey team, where games regularly have little to no fans in attendance. Near the beginning of the film, it is learned there are rumors among the players that the local mill will be closing. To the players, the closing of the mill will result in a sure folding of the team, as the remaining fans are mostly consisting of mill workers. The team's lead veteran, Reggie Dunlop, gets wind of inside information that the mill is going to be closing for sure and that the current season will be the last for the Charlestown Chiefs. Reggie takes it upon himself to try and bring new life to the Chiefs by sparking an interest with the public, knowing that the dismantling of his team will mean the end of his hockey career, as he is too old to start with a new team. Reggie decides that creating a rumor of his own is the best course of action, as he tells journalist Dickie Dunn that the owner of the Chiefs is negotiating a sale with a city in Florida. Team manager Joe McGrath scopes out some new young talent for the Chiefs, who are known as the Hanson brothers. The introduction of the three brothers is not well received by the team, as they are viewed as big children who are incapable of playing for a professional hockey team. This is amplified when the brothers are seen with toys in their suitcases, as opposed to the clothing and typical hockey player baggage. Veteran and coach Reggie argues with McGrath about the new players, stating, "Every piece of garbage that comes into the league, you gotta buy it." Reggie, being a promiscuous man, is seen in bed with a woman named Suzanne Hanrahan, who is the ex-wife of goaltender Tommy Hanrahan. During the next game against the Ducks, Reggie decides that he's going to try and throw off the goaltender. He does this by commenting on the newly found information regarding Hanrahan's ex-wife Susan being a lesbian. The ploy works, and as Tommy races out of the net to attack Reggie, one of the Chiefs put the puck in the back of the net, which ultimately leads to a win. Teammate Ned Braden does not agree with the way the Chiefs have just won their first game after countless losses and refers to it as a garbage win. Ned is a well-educated college graduate and does not need the hockey career. He plays the sport simply for the love of the game. After the success of trash-talking the Ducks goaltender, Reggie throws the team into high gear and coaxes each teammate to be more aggressive and implement a goon hockey type of play. Teammate Dave Carlson, who looks up to Reggie, takes this to heart and completely embodies what it takes to be a goon, and even nicknames himself Killer. During one of the games, Carlson is defending Reggie after an opponent told him he was too old to play hockey. Though Carlson defended him with honor, he unfortunately got injured in the process. Due to this injury, Coach Dunlop decides to try out the childlike Hanson brothers and was greatly surprised by their naturally aggressive nature on the ice. The team starts winning all of their games, and with each passing day, Ned Braden becomes more disgusted with the idea of playing like a goon. Though it is savage, the team's new play style ends up taking them to the championship finals. Throughout the film, we see the team and Reggie trying to uncover who the owner of the Chiefs is. Shortly before the final game, Reggie blackmails team manager McGrath with some information regarding him being a crossdresser and hopes to find out the name of the owner. The next scene shows Dunlop meeting with the owner, Anita McCambridge, where we find out that despite the team turning it around, she still plans on folding because it is in her best financial interest. Dunlop leaves angry, and his agreement with goon hockey ends abruptly, as he notifies the team in the locker room that he wants to win the final game the right way, old-fashioned hockey. As the game is played out, the Chiefs, who have now committed to playing clean, are getting pounded as the opposing team has altered their play style to match the Chiefs' goon-like gameplay. Opponent Tim Dr. Hook McCracken ends up getting his team disqualified for talking back to the refs, and the Chiefs win the finals. During the Donnybrook between the two teams, Ned Braden, who is seen throughout the film having disagreements and ultimately a falling out with his wife Lily, spots her in the crowd where she has been pampered by Dunlop's ex-wife. Braden takes it upon himself to let loose and join the team in the entertainment that is this hockey final. He does so by stripping off all his hockey equipment while the rest of the players fight. By doing this, he is showing that he is giving in to the entertainment factor for the crowd, as well as addressing his wife Lily's emotional and sexual frustration. The film then cuts to the victory parade for the Chiefs as Reggie's ex-wife drives off into the distance and Dunlap joins his team in celebration.
Within the film Slapshot, there consists of many main characters. The main characters in the film that had a great influence in the plot development are Reggie and Ned Braden, their star player. Reggie Dunlop was also referred to as Reg. He was the coach of the Charleston Chiefs and one of their former players. At the beginning of the film, Reggie was very laid back and didn't care much about hockey or what the results were. He was going through the motions of the sport. Although Reggie was a blunt character, we get the feel for him as the protagonist of the film. Once Reggie finds out that the team was folding and this could potentially be his last year playing, his charisma changes drastically. He then goes on and realizes that if he wants to keep playing, he must be bought off to another team, and to do so, he had to bring more publicity to the Chiefs. During the game against the Bucks, Reggie had insulted the goalie so bad that it broke into a full-on fistfight. This got the little fans that were in the stands riled up and excited with joy. This lit a spark in Reggie's mind, and his character changed from being a laid-back to an opportunist, causing arguments and trying to get under other players' skin, rattling them up to start fights. Slowly, fans started to fill up the stands, and what was once known as the boring Charleston Chiefs went on to be known as the Savages and the Goons of the league, and people loved it. Reggie's motivation and ambition to keep playing was so great that he even blackmailed his team manager McGrath to get the name of the potential buyer. Reggie says, "Remember when I went up to your room afterwards and you were dressed like a chick? Yeah, you had that black bra on with tassels. You were dancing in front of the mirror with this zebra skin jockstrap?" McGrath answers, "Bitch." Reggie says, "Remember how I screamed at you when you started to come on to me? And I just said, 'Jesus, stop it, Joe, I'm ashamed of you.'" McGrath answers, "God damn you." Reggie says, "I wanted to tell you that I forgot the whole thing. Years have passed now, and I'm sexually liberated. I don't care who's a fag no more. I mean, who cares? It's natural. It's all around us. So, who was that owner again, Joe?" To conclude Reggie's importance to the development of the film, he is classified as a primary dynamic character who gives his all to save his team from folding. Ned Braden. He was a star player for the minor league team, the Charleston Chiefs. Ned was an old soul in the sense that he believed there was another way in saving the team that didn't resolve in fighting every game. He just wanted to play good old hockey. It is safe to say that he is a co-protagonist in the film, but more level-headed, of course. Because of the reputations that the Chiefs created for themselves, their opponents constantly tried to fight Ned, but he refused to fight back. He would take the trash talk, he would take the hits, because he didn't want to associate himself as a savage or as a goon. There was a scene where Ned scored a goal, and in anger his opponent checked him onto the ice. His reaction wasn't to get up and fight back. He would stay quiet, and he went to go sit onto the bench. His fans and his teammates called him names and teased him about it. He didn't let it get to him. He stood firm in what he believed in. His coach even threatened him to bench him every game if he didn't play dirty. Ned said, "I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to goon it up for you." Reggie replies, "No?" Ned says, "Nope." Reggie says, "I'll bench you." Ned responds by saying, "I'll take my chances." To conclude the character Ned Braden was, he was a flat primary character who showed everyone sticking to your roots is important. Violence does not always have to be the answer to your problems. Alex and I decided to compare a film to another film called We Are Marshall. In the film We Are Marshall, filmed in 2006, virtually the entire football team and coaches of Marshall University die in a plane crash. Students and the community try to convince the board to play the following season despite their tragic loss. They got the okay, but they had to find a new coach. Jack, the new head coach, must lift up the community and players by rebuilding a team for the 1971 season to mourn their past. In comparison to Slapshot, in a less tragic measure, Reggie also had to lift up his team and fight for them to keep them alive in the league.